Hey there guys, and welcome to another Borderlands 2 video. In this video I'm going to be showcasing a weapon that I think is one of the best weapons you can get on any character or class in the game, and that's the Unkempt Harold. This weapon excels at short to medium range combat, and pumps out nearly unrivaled damage when combined with the B-Shield, except for maybe the Sandhawk. I initially hesitated on making a video showing off this weapon because it is usually obtained in a different way than the other legendaries. And what I mean by that is that if you have the Mr. Torgue's Campaign of Carnage DLC, you can simply buy one from one of the Torgue vending machines. You don't actually have to farm a boss to get this legendary. However, if you don't have the Mr. Torgue's Campaign of Carnage DLC, you can of course still farm this legendary from the main game by killing a boss called Savage Lee in one of the areas of the game. It should go without saying that the preferred method is to farm one from one of the Torgue vending machines, as it will save you a lot of time and effort when trying to get this legendary. As you can see from this video, this weapon easily pumps out over 10 million damage per shot, and I think the most I've ever hit for with this weapon is well over 50 million damage. So without further ado, let's get into how you actually get yourself one of these weapons. So the first and most important thing that you're going to need to know is that you're going to need at least 613 Torgue tokens in order to buy the Unkempt Harold from one of these Torgue vending machines. If you don't have 613 Torgue tokens and are looking to farm more quickly, I do have a video out showcasing one of the best ways in the game to farm up Torgue tokens, and I'll link that in the video annotation in the top corner so you guys can check that out. Once you have all the tokens you need, the next thing you do is find a Torgue vending machine that is close to the entrance of an area. The machine that I am using in this video is in Pyro Pete's bar, and the reason I'm using this one is simply because I was just doing the token farm, and that also happens to be in Pyro Pete's bar as well. As far as I know, there are 3 other Torgue vending machines in the game. There is one in the Torgue Arena, there is one in the Badass Creator bar, and there is one in the Beatdown. Of these Torgue vending machines, the only machine that is not at the entrance of the area is the one in the Beatdown. So once you found a good location with one of these machines, all you need to do is go over and check the machine, see what legendary it has, and if it doesn't have the Unkempt Harold, you can just save and quit your game and then continue, and it'll put you right back at the entrance of this area, which should be near the Torgue vending machine, and you can just check the vending machine for the item of the day and see if it's an Unkempt Harold. The reason this works is because every time you save and quit, it'll change the items in the vending machine. This also means that you can be really picky with the stats on your Unkempt Harold, since you can effectively keep rerolling the vending machine as long as you're willing to spend the time in order to get the exact stats on the Unkempt Harold that you want. For me, I was looking for a hard Unkempt Harold or a double penetrating Unkempt Harold, as I think those two variants have the most damage. You can see that when you compare my newly bought OP level 8 Harold to my level 72 Harold, it almost does double the damage. So pretty much the rest of the video is just going to be me using the Unkempt Harold and showing it off in combat so you guys can get a feel for what the weapon is like. I'm sure you've noticed by now, but the gun functions more like a short to medium range shotgun rather than a pistol because of the amount of projectiles it shoots out. What really sets this gun apart though, and makes it much more powerful than any other gun in the game, is that even though it shoots out a lot of projectiles like a shotgun, it actually doesn't have a projectile modifier on the weapon itself. What I mean by this is that when you have a shotgun, for example, it'll usually have a damage number that is multiplied by the number of projectiles it has. When you use the B-Shield on a weapon that has its damage split up into a bunch of projectiles like this, it'll split up the amp damage on the B-Shield into each individual projectile. So every projectile you miss is potential amp damage that you're also missing on your weapon. However, in the case of the Unkempt Harold, since it doesn't have a projectile modifier on the weapon, it actually doesn't split up the amp damage into each individual projectile. So just to give an example, let's say I have a B-Shield that gives me 1 million amp damage on every shot. If I had a shotgun that did 500,000 damage times 20, that means there are 20 projectiles that each deal 500,000 damage, and the 1 million amp damage is then divided among the 20 projectiles. So each projectile is now dealing 550,000 damage instead of 500,000 damage. On the other hand, let's say I also have an Unkempt Harold that deals 500,000 damage and also shoots 20 projectiles. The 1 million amp damage is applied to each projectile rather than split among them, so I'm now dealing 1.5 million damage per projectile instead of 500,000 damage. So you can really see how the Unkempt Harold utilizes the B-Shield better than most weapons. I hope that wasn't too confusing for you, but the too long didn't read version is that the Harold is crazy good with the B-Shield, and that's all you need to know. I'm going to finish with some footage of me soloing Terramorphous with the new Harold, and I absolutely destroy him with the amount of damage I deal now. Anyways, that's it for the Legendary Showcase and Farm video on the Unkempt Harold. If you guys like my Borderlands 2 videos, be sure to let me know in the comments or by leaving me a like or subscribing to see more videos. I'm going to start working on videos showing how I solo each overpowered level as well as the 72 raid bosses soon. That's pretty much it though, so thanks for watching.